So these are caps, or at least a variation of caps. Caps, and when I first heard of it, stood for Continuous Assembly Pattern, which made no sense to me or G, although it might be brilliant and we just don't understand. So we started calling it capped anti-spin patterns. And this video was how to get started with one arm to do caps. And there will be a video following and doing it with two and the various patterns that you can make. Caps can be a great way, either somewhere to go once you know 4-petal anti-spin flowers, or it can be a way to really get good at 4-petal anti-spin flowers and understand 4-petal anti-spin flowers. Notice what I mean about there's a petal on each cardinal, straight down, out, up, out, down, out, up, out. A cap is basically isolating each of those petals. Maybe there's one right in front of me, and I'm going to do one petal, one extension, one petal, one extension, one petal, one extension, one petal, one extension. So you're doing an anti-spin and then you cap it, right? Anti-spin, cap, anti-spin, cap. You're capping off the anti-spin. And you can do it, I mean, there's many, many ways you can do it. As usual, I'm talking about the ways to get started and the foundation of it all. And so we're simplifying things so that we can make it make sense. So we're going to start with the Cardinals, where we have straight up, straight down, horizon, horizon. This, the up and down and the sides. And what you want to do is learn to do an anti-spin and a cap with each of those cardinals. And when you've done them all, one of the great things is then your anti-spin flowers will be really symmetrical and look really great and feel really good. It's a great way to get really good with a lot of anti-spin patterns. So we can start with something really relaxed. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to start passing the poi past our feet. And in general, with caps, the ratio of the poi to your arm makes a pretty big difference. I recommend having the poi to be the same length as your arm at the beginning. And what you're going to do is you're going to play at first, just take your arm, you're going to play with this motion. You're swinging your arm front to back, and ultimately we're going to get right to the horizon line. But we can start by being a bit easy on ourselves. We can start with just 45 degrees. 45 degree swing, but you want it to be symmetrical. If you're going 45 degrees back, you want to be 45 degrees in front. Of course, some mirror, some feedback is going to help for that. And you can spin forwards, and maybe face that way with me. So we're doing this together. And as you go from front to back, it's just an extension. And when your arm stops, the poi starts to loop around. And you imagine there's a paint bucket right below your feet, and it's going to go kersplush through the paint bucket. Right? So you can imagine this is your brush. So you go swing, kersplush, swing. And really try not to have any extra circles. It's just swing, kersplush, swing, kersplush, swing, kersplush. Extension, anti-spin, extension, pedal, extension, pedal, extension, pedal. Now, from having shown this to a lot of people, I know what a lot of you are going to do is this. You're going to try to do the motion with your arm that the poi is going to be doing. And that isn't inherently wrong, but it's going to hold you back from certain kinds of patterns. The arm, grab your poi again, you really your arm is just doing this. It's swinging, your arm's extended. So it's making a perfect semicircle at the bottom below your shoulder. The poi is doing the pattern. Try not to have your hand follow that. Your wrist and fingers are helping this to happen. Just your wrist and fingers are involved to make sure the poi keeps in its path. But really isolate it to here. The arm is doing this, right? But the wrists and fingers are doing a little bit of motion to try to keep the poi doing what you want it to do. And this is really where it all begins. And it can take a little playing with. So start small. Swing, anti-spin, swing, anti-spin. And as it begins to get comfortable, and it might take over the course of days, slowly the circle gets bigger and bigger until you're really touching the horizon, your cardinal points on the sides with your arm, and you're still doing the cap. And that's where, if, say your poi is too short, that's actually, in a way, becomes a bit geometrically difficult or even impossible. Because for the cap, the poi has to move so quick, and at this length, it would want to do 2 anti-spins to get to the other cardinal. So you want, if the poi is the length of your arm, it's going to work pretty well. And as that begins to work, you can switch, and you're going to play. Again, you might want to start with just your arm. You're going to play with these cardinals, this quadrant. And again, ultimately, you want to get to really getting from cardinal to cardinal, straight up to straight down. But in the beginning, you might just do part of the way. But you want to make it symmetrical again. If it's 45 degrees above the cardinal, you want to be 45 degrees below. And again, you can start, if you're going forwards, we start up here. It's going to be extending on the way down, anti-spinning on the way up. Extending, anti-spinning, extending, anti-spinning. And you're just doing one pedal of the anti-spin on your way up. And you start small, and you slowly, over the course of however long it takes, it gets bigger and bigger until you're doing the entire quadrant. Right from straight up to straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. And I recommend really relaxing and breathing. It can be a big workout in the shoulder, and you want to stay relaxed. Then, you got 2. Just keep going. Now you might want to do over the top and back, over the top and back. And notice, by the way, I can do this in wall plane formation or side plane. And again, be aware of your body. Don't do this, right? Where when you reach back, if you're stiff, you'll be really torquing on your shoulder, and that can blow out your shoulder pretty quick. So you want to be really open and loose with your body. If you're really breathing and being comfortable, it's going to help. And you let your body move with the shoulder, and then it's going to be easy on the shoulder, easier. Always listen to your body. But generally, if you're relaxed and moving, it's going to be less torque on your shoulder. And same like the other ones. You might start just going, let's see, 45 to 45, 45 to 45, extension, cap, extension, anti-spin, extension, anti-spin. And slowly you ease further and further into it until you're doing right from one horizon cardinal to the other. Boop, 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 boop. And then you just do the one behind you, and that might be the hardest one, and that's going to be the most important one probably, to be loose with your body. Because if you're going back here, there's potential you're really going to like do crazy stuff with your shoulder. So you got to relax. You got to relax. Be open. Listen to your body. Figure out how to turn, how to open to what you're doing, so that you're not putting your shoulder in a funny position. Because you can totally be relaxed with it if you do it right. Boom, 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 boom. So what happens once you've got them all? From an extension, you can basically bounce between any of those cardinals. I can bounce between below the 2 horizon cardinals. I can bounce between the bottom and the top in front of me. I can bounce between the horizon cardinals over the top. And I can bounce between the top and bottom behind me. And at any point in time, I can also keep doing anti-spin. And it teaches you to be really good at switching from anti-spin to extension. Although I said that wrong. From anti-spin to extension. Take your time with this. You know, some of you will get good at 4 pedals first and then learn caps. Some of you will get good at 4 pedals by learning caps. Everybody has their own way into it. Always take everything I say, of course, with a grain of sand. Because I have some, there's always stuff I'm missing and not thinking of as well. I'm going to make another video soon, and that's going to be all the cool ways you can put these together. Because once you know caps, you can make different patterns with them. Different combinations of the arm modes, right? And what the poi are doing. And that's where it starts getting pretty cool. So, I don't know, next video soon. Enjoy wherever you are, and Merry Christmas, because it's Christmas Day.